Okay, so I do hate to break it to you, but you're one of my more straightforward cases as of late. It's a good thing, don't worry, it's a good thing. But we'll review, we'll just wind it back a little. You've found this new little outlet in your life, this new venture, this new avenue that you've been so casually strolling down this last little while, taking in the scents of cedarwood and apple pies cooling on the windows, the pretty colonial style houses, thinking, God, I'd love to live in one of them someday, someday, someday. Walking down with gay abandon, just taking in the sights, letting yourself relish in this new creative endeavor of yours that's fulfilling you in ways that you haven't been fulfilled in, my God, for years and years and years. But now you got to the end of the avenue. You got to that big wire mesh fence. And you can see just beyond, just around the corner, through the gaps in this fence, through the diamond shape, you can just see it. It just continues on and on and on to God knows where, to God knows what you might enjoy. But here's this fence. And you know damn well who put that fence there. It's all the little voices back home calling out to you. They don't need to be toxic voices. They're just your past commitments, the relationships that are no longer serving you. The old friends who have grown bitter towards you. The old lovers who just aren't doing it for you anymore. Perhaps even your parents who disapprove. Nevertheless, I think what the right diagnosis is for you is a traditional bit of cord cutting. Simple cord cutting. So I think we're going to do that now. But cord cutting, you know, it's not as easy as many nowadays like to present. These cords, they're not just flimsy things that you can just cut away and let fall in the gutter. They are fundamental parts of your psychic anatomy. You do need them at present. It's not like just plucking out an appendix. These are your fundamental heartstrings at this present moment. We have to be careful with them. We can't just go slicing them off by the hundreds. In fact, just now, I think we're going to limit them to four. To four fundamental things that you need to cut away. Alright? Alright. Let's begin. Now, I did say that we have to be careful with these things. And we do. You see, cord cutting it must be approached with the same careful trepidation as if you were cutting an umbilical cord, as if it were a vasectomy, with the same kind of care and attention. So to do this, I want you to die for me, pretty much. Only by half, just by half, like trees in the wintertime, like the sap flows down to the roots. I want you to leave all the stuff up here, nice and cool and dead. Feel your feet, really feel your feet. And picture roots growing down from the soles of your feet, down, 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 into the earth, into the very cool soil, down, 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 to find a home among the minerals, among the rocks, among the bones and the oil and the coal, to rest there, to sleep, to sleep, to sleep. Take a deep breath in, focusing down in the deepest core of your body. A deep breath in for the earth beneath you. And another deep breath in. For the seas around you. And one final deep breath in. For the sky above you. The Reiki grounding symbol, Raku, Raku, Raku. Down like a lightning bolt down through your core. You cannot feel it. You really cannot feel it. You're just dead from the waist up. Better than being dead from the waist down, right? Raku, Raku, Raku. Very good. Now, with your roots firmly planted, you're relaxed, you're dead, you're relaxed, and your aura is very apparent to me. It is very cool. It is a nice, gentle blue, reaching out, very communicative. I'm going to take it, if you don't mind. With your permission, I'm just going to reach out, I'm going to take it, I'm going to channel it. I'm going to channel it into little chords. And it'll show up very nice against this little red string of fate. Now you might know, you probably do know if you watch enough anime like I do, that the red string of fate is a prevailing thing in Eastern cultures. It's usually a metaphorical thing, usually in romance and marriage. It loops around the thumb of the man and the pinky of his intended, or the top and the bottom, whichever way you want to go with this. But I'm going to take your aura, I am going to channel it so it is overlapping, not one with, just gently coming against this red thread of fate, which doesn't need to stand for romance. It can stand for all your precious little attachments, all these things that you've given agency to over the years and which are preventing you now from exploring this nice new venture that may prove very, very fruitful for you. Alright? I'm going to begin cutting it away now. Now this is a somewhat involved process. I'm going to take this little stick of selenite, high vibrational, good for absorbing negative energy. I'm going to tug on your aura, place it into the thread. And like I say, it is an involved process, so forgive me if I we're going to loop around There we go. Loop around. Take this as your first little cord that we're going to cut. Place into anything you want to at all. It's placed against the selenite and it's going to be purified. And like I say, this is a fundamental part of you, a fundamental part. The mistake when one cuts cords usually is that once the thing is cut, then it's done. Just a casual snip, and then you're out of my life. That's not the way it goes at all. You've got to cut it, and then you've got to watch it, because it will scab over. And when it scabs over, if you're not paying attention, it will grow these little auxiliary roots. And once it does that, then they're just going to grow back in exactly the same fashion as they were before. That is how nature works. That is how branches work. Pay attention. Huh. Gone. Wrapped up like a neat little present. Bounded to this selenite to be purified. To be purified, just snipped, 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 away. But not gone. Thrown into the great silent black pool of eternity to neither live nor die, but remain with you. Now, I know, the first cut is always a little bit dramatic, so to temper this, and to keep you grounded down those roots, a little bit of carnelian for your root chakra to sit right down there, just at your groin, to keep the roots stable, keep a nice trunk. And to put in conversation with it a little bit of snowflake obsidian. Snowflake obsidian. Sit up here. A nice black and white dead thing up here, going down to the very active and sustaining root. Let's go another one, huh? Let's go another one. Taking this. And it can be fiddly. Gone. Gone. Your second inhibiting factor. That other voice in your head. That other relationship. That other grievance that was keeping you back. Captured here against the selenite. To be purified, to be kept, to be all bound up It's not going anywhere, but it can't hurt you anymore. It cannot hurt you anymore. Join the other one. I'm going to put in over here some Reiki. Powered by chakra, keeping you clear while we do this work. It's quite remedial in a sense. We should be able to do this ourselves, but sometimes it takes an outside eye, and that's quite alright. Number three, and 3 being a somewhat mystical number, why don't we try going a little more introspective? We're focused on your relationships. Now I want you to think of something a little more philosophical. What is it that's holding you back? What is it that ties you to these people? What is it that puts you in such similar patterns all the time? All the time. What is it that lends yourself to these inhibiting relationships that would prevent you from pursuing something that is so good for you otherwise? Focusing inward, focusing inward, focusing inward. We're going to tie this one very tight, very doubly tight. See, we got this big knot right at the end. Told you it was fiddly. Here's your stagnant parts. Gone. All those past bad habits, all those inimical lines of thought, right here in a neat little present to you to take away and show all of your friends. It's dead. It can't hurt you anymore. It's gone. It will be there to serve as a reminder, but it's gone. Again, Raku, like stitches. Raku, 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 Raku. Last one. One more. Feels like Disney's version of Hercules, you know, there's 3 sisters. And this one is going to be a little different. This one is for what lies beyond the fence. Isn't that what we've been aiming towards? Isn't that what we've been gunning for this whole time? What I'm going to be led toward? What I'm aspiring to? Well, in a way, that's holding you back as well, because whatever lies beyond that fence is never going to quite meet your expectations. I'm sorry, darling, but it's not. What lies beyond that fence will not liberate you. The mere act of jumping the fence won't liberate you either. Only you can liberate yourself from these past relationships that were inhibiting you, from these inner doubting thoughts that were holding you back this whole time. And this idea of destiny, this great thing that lies just beyond the horizon. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to let it go as well. It's done. It's done. Was it particularly easy? Maybe. Maybe it was. Maybe you just saw this as cutting a couple little threads. But come back to it. Hon sa seishon, and come back to it. Hon sa seishon, and come back to it. Hon sa seishon, nen. Let it transcend space and time. And remember the sound, the cutting sound. We didn't cut a lot, but what we did cut was very, very great. Now you might pass beyond that little barricade at the end of your glorious little avenue that has been pleasing you so much this last little while. And truly, I do hope that it accomplishes some dream of yours, and that you do find some degree of happiness. Please don't think that we were cutting away your happiness. We were just cutting away all that might inhibit that happiness, including all the weight that you put on being happy. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. You can just rest now, rooted in the body, rooted in the body. You can have these to borrow if you like. Little parcel of self-doubt and regret and depressive thoughts. All here, all easily manageable. Put them in your purse, just forget about them. Take them. Use them and get over the fence. Get to where you need to be. Good luck.